Yeah, just like a piece of advice, like choose your courses carefully, or like do something that you're really interested in so that you don't end up like regretting anything.
Where does most of your money go to?
Some people are going to tell you don't get focus on uni, don't get internships first year, get internships.
Get internships everywhere you can.
What advice would you guys give to the current sixth formers?
Don't relax in year 13.
Lock in.
Actually lock in.
Oh, they weren't joking about the 10,000 people with all A stars, you know.
Yeah.
There's like, it's actually true. So just like, if you're not doing like academically great, then like, you're limiting yourself in your options.
I feel like it only matters for like parents, because parents like to be
Exactly.
like, oh,
That's why I'm asking in the
yeah,
first place.
top 10 uni, yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Haileybury podcast. My name is Damali, I'm a year 12 student, and today we are featuring...
Hi, my name is Arsen and I'm studying at UCL and I read Geography and Data Science.
Hi, my name is Sarwar and I study Global Humanitarian Studies at UCL.
Hi, my name is Iskander and I'm reading Economics and Economic History at the LSE.
Okay, so the first question to our guests is, what is the difference between London and other cities in the world that you may have considered?
Well, when I was applying to universities, I was thinking either I apply to Dubai or to London. And like, there's a very big difference between Dubai and London. Dubai is bigger, like it's more vast, and as a city, it's, I'd say, less walkable, like you're public transport dependent. London, you can walk around the entire city, you can use public transport as well. Also, the climate's hotter, and I guess London would get more international students. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like I was applying mainly to the UK, like that was my main focus. But I just wanted to be in London purely because of all the like social life and because it's so big and, you know, there's a lot of experiences to be had.
I can't tell you about other cities, but I can tell you the difference between London and Almaty. Almaty is like really green and it's like very, like, you think it's densely populated, but like compared to London, it's very sparse.
It's really not, yeah.
Yeah, London is extremely dense. It's every corner you're walking, there's gonna be people there. It's quite busy.
I mean, that depends where you go. Like, if you're on main roads or like tourist traps, then obviously there's gonna be lots of people in London. But it actually depends where you go. Mostly around universities and main roads, there's a lot of people. Otherwise, some roads have like 0 people.
I mean, yeah, but objectively it's a bigger city. So there's a lot of like people just everywhere.
Yeah.
That's great. The second question is, what are some skills that you may have learned in school that proved to be more useful in university than you thought they might be?
Nothing on the school curriculum really like prepares you
Or like
for...
during your time in school, I mean.
As in like skill-wise, I feel like essay-based writing is good. Always good, always useful, yeah. But like very narrow knowledge, you might use it, you might not use it. It really depends on your course and like your major.
Okay.
In school, you don't really practice referencing in essays. That's something
Yeah,
you
I
should
guess
do.
so.
Oh,
before you go to
yeah.
That
university.
is so true.
Yeah, your first time referencing is gonna be awful. It's not gonna be great.
Also, the essay structures, they're way different. As in, doing essays in school, the only thing it prepares you for is like writing lots of paragraphs. Otherwise, in university, the structure is different, the content is different, the way you're supposed to write it's different. Also, a big part of your mark is your referencing skills, and like it's just different.
I see now.
Yeah.
It is much different. I feel like it's important if schools would like teach us how to reference properly, because in the real world, if you want to produce an academic writing, if you want to like do a presentation, everywhere you have to reference your knowledge. You have to know how to write stuff without looking at ChatGPT, without like, you know, Googling stuff and just like copying straight up from the internet. And I feel like people just get away with that in school, but they won't in uni.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that.
Okay.
Because like I did most of my essays, ChatGPT like really helped me. No, it's not. I'm not promoting the use of AI. In like obviously you can't just copy everything, but it's a really good tool anyway. Like when you reference text, you're gonna read academic writing. You're not gonna understand any of it because it's meant for other PhD students. It's not meant for you as a first year. So you can use ChatGPT to summarize it. Also, I used ChatGPT for almost each one of my deadlines and assignments. No, every single one.
But it depends on what context you're using it, right? Because like you can just straight up copy from ChatGPT, and you can use it as a tool for like, for example, your structure or ideas or some concepts that you don't understand. So there's a lot of like degrees. It varies from like assignment to assignment how much you can use ChatGPT. Even unis provide like guidelines for you to like know how much ChatGPT you can use.
Yeah, definitely.
You
And
can probably pass with ChatGPT if I'm being honest.
yeah.
You
Just
can, yeah,
ChatGPT and-
100%. It's
yeah.
not perfect. I feel like, yeah,
No,
there's a lot of
you can
like,
definitely just pass if you want. Just, that's all you want to do. You know?
true, yeah.
Like, for example, does your course have, how is it structured? So, do you have written work throughout the year that counts into the final grade, or do you have like big tests at the end of the term or semesters?
So for me, I applied for geography when I applied to
Yeah.
UCL. When I got to UCL, they told me I can do like kind of another route, which is geography and data science.
Okay.
So you get to pick, you have core modules, then you have optional modules. Your core modules is the ones they picked for you. You're supposed to do them anyway.
Mhm.
And your optional modules you pick yourselves. And basically, in UCL, for example, the first year accounts for 10% of your grade, 11, 10%. It's like, it's either 0 in most universities or 10, 11%.
Okay.
In UCL, it's 10, 11%. So for me, it was, for my first semester, I got essays for basically each one of my modules that I had to submit. And in the January break, which was the end of semester 1, you
Mhm.
get other essays. So it's like 50-50.
Okay.
And right now, I have to submit another deadline, which is for one of my core modules. I didn't get an essay for it in February like I did for my other modules, but I got it like as a 100% final exam.
Oh.
It's not an exam; it's an assignment. You have to like essay write it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it depends from course to course. To clarify, yes, our structures are pretty similar. Like I have subjects to pick from as well. But generally speaking, like you're gonna have a list of like core modules and optional modules, and you just do them like throughout the year, and you submit stuff throughout the year. So, for example, for a subject, you can have 50% of your grade is gonna be like coursework, so essay, and another 50% is gonna be either an exam or like presentation and another coursework piece.
Oh.
So it could like vary. Like it depends.
So there's a lot like depending on your own self-discipline, isn't it?
Yes, I feel like you can just, you can do nothing the entire year, but you have to like put in work for those assignments.
Yeah.
It depends what course you're doing, to be honest. So like the courses, like for me, I have no optional modules first year, because I'm doing like I don't know what you would call it. It's like economics and common history. So it's like 2 courses, right? So all my modules are compulsory. Like I don't have anything to pick from. But like they'll change year by year. So it depends like from course to course, like
Mhm.
what course you're doing, what modules you'll have.
Also, I think from uni to uni, it's
Yeah,
different.
probably.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. And just stemming from the topic of what you guys talked about in referencing in school and etc., are there any opportunities or just anything that you might regret not doing at all in school, or just not doing enough while you were in school that
No.
might help you?
No, not
No?
really.
No, I mean like they never told us in school, oh, you're gonna have to do like reference all in your essays. So like if I knew that I had to, I'd probably prepare for
No,
that.
I mean like in hindsight, now that you're
Oh,
in
okay.
university.
I might regret doing GOV because it was a waste of time, I think.
Oh, really?
No, it's not. Do GOV, it's fun.
No, it's
actually
fun. It's fun. It's definitely fun. I enjoy doing it, but like,
Don't do it for credit.
you don't do it for credit because like
Oh.
we did it
Yeah.
for like 3 years and then we didn't get a single like award. Like I didn't even talk about it in my personal statement, to be honest. Like
Well,
So-
that's mostly because of our
Complaint session.
circumstance. We had
yeah,
quarantine, and then
COVID, and then like 3 years in a row it didn't go well. But yeah, like if you're,
Yeah.
I mean, GOV is like fun to go with friends, but yeah.
I feel like it's just us. We're just unlucky being like the COVID year people.
I mean, also, I talked to like a bunch of my friends in uni, and like literally all of them did GOV, like, or didn't. All of them didn't do GOV, sorry. So like, yeah, like in uni, nobody like they don't really look at it, like especially UK universities.
Yeah, they
Well,
don't, but it's a
maybe if
good
you go to the
addition.
US.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I guess in hindsight, like because the school it enforces punctuality, that kind of helps in uni.
Enforces
Oh.
what?
Punctuality.
Oh, yeah, true.
I mean, like you're late. Like you'll look at all the other students; they don't really care like what time they come, but you'll be like stressed, like oh,
Mm-hmm.
just because of that. Yeah, that's it.
I see.
I mean, I'm late to all my lectures, so
Okay, that's not a good example.
I'm late, but I feel guilty. So like,
yeah, I don't really care. They're recorded online anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Like self-discipline actually helps. I feel like there's a lot of people who just skip lectures that they don't care. But it's still important to show up if you have that self-discipline to like wake up and go still and like realize that you're doing
I
it.
don't think so. Like
for
you
a
can just
reason.
rewatch them at home at 2 times speed.
I mean, yeah, but why would you want to do that?
Because
it's
you can play at 2 times speed and you can go through faster.
Sure, if that works for you, but a lot of the international students are like expected to show up to like 70%, I think, is it, of their
It's
lectures?
50 for the home office. It's 50. So if you don't show up to 50, you get a message from the home office. You might get deported.
Yeah, so
Really?
that's
It's a
yeah.
legal requirement. You're supposed to attend your
If you're an
lectures.
international student?
Yeah, because it's part of your visa agreement. You're supposed to attend all your lectures. No, you're not supposed to attend all of them. You're supposed to attend most of them.
I think it's like 20 hours of work you're supposed to do a week, something like that.
No, that's what you're
crazy.
allowed to do if you find a part-time
No,
job.
like I think 20 hours of like uni work a week. I might be tripping, but I'm not sure.
You trip.
Yeah, it's not true. I think it's just for like who want to work.
No, I'm not talking about work.
Part-time.
I'm talking about like you have to have a certain amount of uni hours you do like a week.
Nobody's ever gonna check that.
Nobody's ever gonna check
Nobody's
that.
ever gonna
But
check
yeah,
that.
Yeah, how are you gonna prove it? Because
yeah, because that's why they give you like homework and stuff. You know, 'cause, like, to
No, but
make
you're
up
still
for that.
expected to show up to your lectures because you have to like they keep your attendance. They have
Yeah,
you have to
figured.
tap in.
I mean,
So,
yeah, it depends on
UCL's
the-
attendance systems were down like for the first semester, so it
For
didn't
the
really
first
matter.
few months they were,
Yeah.
but nobody knew about that. Not really.
Oh, for me, you're only supposed to attend seminars. So yeah, seminars are basically classes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it varies from uni to uni. Like I think DR doesn't attend his lectures. It's not mandatory.
Yeah.
Hey, we should have gotten there by the way. though.
Yeah, right.
Honestly.
He's funny. Anyway,
Well, that's something new I learned. So, on the topic of self-discipline, would you say lessons are harder in university or in A level?
100%
terms of-
university.
Lessons? What do you mean by lessons?
Just like any work in general.
The work in school is easier because like they give you, okay, you have to do this, this, and that, and you do this, this, and that. In uni, it's like, oh, you do this, you'll figure it out, and you're like,
Ah.
okay.
Yeah, the sport's a lot better
Yeah.
in school. Like,
'Cause
if you're fighting something,
It
you just
is because
ask your teacher.
you just come up to your teacher. They give you like a step-by-step guide.
Yeah.
They basically like spoon feed you information, what you have to do. Uni, you're just expected to know everything, like even how to reference stuff. They will put out like some information for you to use,
Yeah,
but you
it's
have
like,
to
you
still,
have to find them yourself.
yeah, be independent.
Like,
in that way.
also, a lot of the lecturers they won't provide like support because they're not really teachers. They're just like researchers who are forced to do some lectures.
Yeah.
So like they'll run your course, but like the support might not be there. So you know,
Yeah, because it's like 300 students, and like obviously he doesn't care about you.
like
So-
in general, like this one guy, like on my okay, I should mention it, but he's not answering any of the questions that like he like made this platform called Ed, and you ask questions there. I've looked at it; it's been blank for like 4 weeks. Nobody's answering any questions there.
Yeah, that's true. But they still have like student advisor, not teams, but like people, individual, like personal tutors. And you can meet up with them, you can ask them questions, but a lot of people don't just because it's extra work. Like you have to show up to uni, go to this meeting, and like it's
Yeah.
too much. So yeah, there's a lot more independence in uni.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Another question of mine was, so have you guys ever considered, what's it called, when you change courses or change unis midway through?
Transfer.
Yeah, transfer. Have you ever considered transferring, and why?
Yes, every day.
Where to and why?
Just anywhere else. 'cause,
Back home,
Like
honestly.
genuinely, I don't like London.
Oh,
And I don't like UCL also.
why not?
Yeah. I like. It's not like I'm gonna actually do it. I'm not gonna stay. I'm obviously gonna stay in UCL, but it's like every day I'm thinking, damn, maybe I should
Well,
transfer.
we have some people that have done that. They
I mean, you've transferred your
Yeah.
course, no?
Huh?
You've transferred the course.
No, that's like
That's
they
just
like they
being
they
narrow.
told like they offered it to me.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
Like they said, oh, if you want to do it, like it's guaranteed, and I'm like, okay.
I know.
Also, course transfers in the UK, it's most likely you're not gonna get them. So like,
It depends on like
Just to be real.
course and department. 'cause
Within the uni, I feel like it's easier, but from uni to uni, you're just gonna have to start over.
It's also like it's probably most likely to happen at the start, like when you just come there. Like a bit later, it's gonna
yeah.
get more difficult once you do your courses. Like a lot of people in my department, they came in the first week. A lot of them switched. Like I know like 5 people who switched their programs in like the first week. And the department's really small. It's only like 100 people. So like yeah, it's like transferring between courses is like it's okay, but like as long as you get it done as soon as you get there and you have the entry requirements, and it's like it's not a
Yeah,
problem.
and if it's pretty similar, I know a guy. He actually tried to transfer from like 2 different courses. He had to do like additional exams, so you might want to consider like that, like preparation as well.
Yeah.
You can't really go from like gender studies to like finance or something like that. Like, but like, if it's like interdepartment, if you're going like from like accounting and finance to like finance. Actually, that's probably not true. If you're going like from finance to accounting and finance, then that's probably possible, yeah, as long as you have the entry requirements. But like
yeah.
very broad cross subjects like in the US, probably not gonna happen in the UK.
Yeah.
Also have to consider like if there's no space in the degree you want to transfer to, they're not going to take you. I'm just saying. You're not likely to get your course transfer. I'm just saying.
It sounds like a lot of
Warning
hassle.
people, yeah.
In the UK, it's not a thing to course transfer because you're supposed to apply for this and do that. So I'm just saying, if you change your mind, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, just like a piece of advice, like choose your courses carefully, or like do something that you're really interested in, so that you don't end up like regretting anything. I know it sounds like very like but still, you know, you
Yeah.
have to consider all your options and stuff like that.
I think it's good advice.
Yeah.
So a large part of UK universities is obviously many people, including myself, were kind of hesitating of applying into London just because it's considered like a more expensive city, a more demanding city in terms of finances. So you guys having experienced your raw experience with living in London, what are the prices like for rent, gas, electricity, etc.? Are they really that high?
Okay, average rent in the UK, in London, it's £500, I think.
Okay.
That's average rent. Most of the universities, they're like in city centers, like where UCL is, it's in Marylebone. Rents there are higher because it's like a more in demand, like a
UCL
more.
is not in Marylebone.
I mean, it's close to Marylebone.
It is
yeah.
close to everything.
Yeah.
First year is gonna be chill. 'Cause
Also,
first-
it's
yeah.
either it's like in Camden, but Camden's like a gentrified area now, so the rent's also gonna be high.
Yeah, Camden's crazy
Yeah.
otherwise, I'm not gonna lie. Camden's also miserable to live in. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. But first year don't have to worry about that because first year you're like provided accommodation as long as you apply for it, and that varies anywhere from like £200 per week to like.
It can be even like
How
I
much
saw
is, like-
190 or some shit. Some
Yeah,
stuff
but
like that,
like
yeah.
it's 190, but you're gonna pay for what you get, so you're gonna get what you paid for basically.
But like
So
first
it's
year,
not gonna be a good
yeah.
dorm.
First
That's
year is
the thing.
okay. Like as long as rent prices go, first years are I. Also, like if you go to student accom, there's also like some places have like provided food. So like first year, don't worry about it as much. But like everything he's saying is gonna be relevant when you go second year, because second year you're really gonna feel
But
it.
like in terms of going
Or
out,
if you're not living in student accom first year, you're also gonna feel it.
Yeah,
Like
that's
food's expensive, rent's expensive, anything is expensive. It's like there's documents everywhere. It's like a bureaucracy. It's
yeah, like going out, food, like drinks, anything you might want to do outside of like your accommodation or like, you know, for fun, it is quite expensive. Especially, I would say transportation is quite expensive.
Oh yeah,
Like
the
tube-
TFL is a scam, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Transport for London, this is not good.
Get an
They-
Oyster card.
They take
Yeah, that's
don't get
true.
an Oyster card. No, wait. Don't get an Oyster card. Because I got an Oyster card and I thought, okay, if I get an Oyster card, I get 30% off, right? It's wrong. You don't get anything. If you get TFL, basically what provides you the Oyster card is that you can buy like passes more cheaply. Like you can buy a rail card. I'm not gonna be going to Manchester or anywhere like that. Why would I need a rail card, right? I only wanted to get like discounts off of the tube and buses, right? But they don't give you that if you get an Oyster card. It's a scam.
But it's just you. Maybe some
No.
people wanna
Like
travel.
I'm telling you, you don't get a discount when you get an Oyster card. It's like fine. You have to get. I think you have to get a rail card and then you have to apply for something and then they might give you a discount. It's like a really complicated process.
But isn't it like buying in bulk? You kind of pay for an Oyster card and then you
No,
can...
if you're like,
no,
if-
it doesn't pay off.
It doesn't pay off?
Because what they're gonna offer you when you get an Oyster card, I think it's like if your options are zones 1 to 2, which is probably what you're gonna get. It's like
Yeah.
£165. I counted how much I spent on TFL without an
It's
Oyster
nowhere
card.
near
It's
close.
like it's less. It's like 140, but it's less.
Yeah. Also, the TFL, yeah, it's incredibly unreliable. Like all the workers, they keep writing about their rights and stuff. Like, you take me £3 from one tube to another. How are you writing about wages? Honestly, like.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of downsides, I feel like. I don't have to personally go into too much because I live like close to uni, but it's so expensive whenever I do. Like it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the topic of money, what do you guys think is like monthly? Where does most of your money go to? To what? Like,
Food.
So yeah,
Food,
groceries,
Food, yeah.
Yeah.
groceries and transport.
ooh,
Like
Yeah.
if you're eating out or if you love like eating out, which you're probably gonna do because like when you're at uni, you're gonna have to buy like sandwiches and like meals and stuff like that.
Meal deals.
Yeah, Tesco meal deals. That's probably like where your money's gonna go, most of
Mhm.
it. Yeah, and transportation, of course.
Okay, wow.
Never get meal deals. They're like £3, but it's like the worst food ever. It's like it tastes okay, but it's the worst food ever.
British staple.
For £3, just get something else. Honestly, get like
Bread
anything else.
sandwich?
Yeah. Huh?
Bread sandwich.
No, it's more. Don't get sandwiches like the cheap sandwiches. Don't ever get them because you're gonna eat them in an hour. You're gonna be hungry again, and you just ate like the worst food ever,
Okay, that's just you.
and you're still hungry.
No, he's got a point.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
I see.
genuinely, like it's better to stay hungry than to eat a Tesco meal deal.
I don't think we're doing a great
Wow.
job of
Are you biased?
marketing.
Huh?
Would you say you're biased?
Or you think it's $2.85 for a sandwich, a pack of crisps, and like a soda? Do you think that's healthy? Honestly,
No.
exactly.
Every day, no. But
Yeah.
if you're like in a rush, I feel like it's a good option still. It it can save you time,
If you're eating that
money.
3 times a day, 7 times a week, that's like £70 a week, which is not bad, but you're like surviving of.
Okay, what's a better alternative then?
If you want to eat the worst food ever, but like you want it to pay off, eat ramen, instant noodles.
Oh yeah, that's
Because
like
at least it fills you up. At least you don't stay hungry
Yeah,
for like
it's cheaper as well.
yeah, and it's cheaper.
That's true, I agree with
the best
that.
thing, I mean, first year, don't really have to worry about it if you go to student accom because a lot of them are catered, and if they're not catered, you can like pay for catering. And that food, like, it might not taste the greatest, but it'll definitely like more healthy and cheaper. So like first year, the catering is set, like you're pretty set, but second year you should start cooking.
That's
You
true.
definitely
yeah.
start cooking.
Oh, also, if you do get a meal deal, get it from Marks and Spencer's. Don't get it from Tesco's or Sainsbury's.
M&S is like one of the most expensive ones. No?
It's the most expensive one, but at least it's like not the worst thing ever. You know,
Oh, yeah, okay, that's true.
like genuinely eating a Tesco meal deal sandwich, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Damn.
I get the
Thanks for
roast.
the
I
advice.
get the roast chicken salad one too because it's the best one probably. As in, like, no, if you look at the like, you know how they have like the health signs, it's like fat is like green. It's all green, so get that one.
Wow, you're
No,
really
you're like the marketing
interested in
department
that.
for the UK food at this point.
Yes.
Do they pay you to say this?
No.
Oh.
We're going to be the bane of the marketing department.
All right, next up. What are some things that nobody tells you about living in London until you actually experience it? Are there like secrets to it?
Hmm.
Secret.
What's the secret?
Or just
You're
like
miserable, that's a secret.
No, you know, it's like when you go there during the winter, people say it gets dark early. Like it
Yeah.
actually gets dark
Gets
early.
dark early.
Oh yeah, you never expect that. Like,
It's not bad.
it gets
it's just,
dark at like
yeah.
3, 4
Yeah.
p.m. and then you're just kind of sad.
You wake up, sun's already down.
No. You won't be sad. Like genuinely, you won't be sad. You won't like. You'll be surprised by it, but it won't like affect your life like crazy.
Hmm. It depends. Some people do get sad from like gloomy weather. Their head might hurt or something.
Yeah, that's true.
That ain't me though.
You're lucky.
But if you're like going out past like 4 p.m., right, and you're like kind of excited, and then you open your blinds and it's just dark, it's kind of
Yeah.
disappointing. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Go to campus for one lesson, come out, it's nighttime.
I'd say all of your guys' courses are relatively similar because you guys are all doing something along the lines of geography, economics-ish, right? Like something humanity related. What made you choose your courses? What's your motivation?
I like geography
Oh, fair.
Right.
Why do you like geography?
because I did it in school and I liked it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good
Nice.
answer.
yeah.
For me, what inspired it was like the January events. What happened really made me question like just the whole like system. I think all of us, we can agree that made us question like the government system and stuff like that. And then just with the amount of conflicts that are happening right now in the world, I feel like it was a very interesting area to get into. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in truth, I feel like your bachelor's doesn't actually matter that much.
Does it?
No, actually the employers, they don't look as much into your, what you studied at uni.
Hmm? What
As
do
long
they
as
look
it's
at?
kind of like related to their job requirements.
Okay.
They look at your, like, whether you have good grades. So there's like first honor, second honors, yeah, that kind of
It
stuff.
goes first, then it goes 2-1, which is high second.
Two,
and
two,
then
two,
two,
three.
and third
Yeah.
class.
Anything below 2-1, just it doesn't really like they won't consider yours.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
just
that's true.
Lock in, guys, honestly.
What about you, Iskandar?
Well,
Why did you choose your course?
I don't know. Econ. I wanted to apply
Econ.
for pure econ, right? But I didn't have further math, so I thought like I wouldn't get in, right? So I applied for econ history, and I like econ history more than econ now because econ is straight brain rot. Honestly. Yeah, econ in school you think it's such a nice subject, right? It's like all logical, it makes sense. You just write essays.
At
Yeah,
school.
at school, yeah, in A levels.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go to uni, no, it's all like questions, maths, like equations.
Stats.
No, it's complete brain rot. Like I don't like econ at uni. Like I like econ history, it's fun, right? But econ, no. It's like if you're gonna apply for econ, like seriously think about it. Like, is it gonna be worth it? Like to just suffer for 3 years, like to have an econ degree? Like honestly, like the fact that I didn't apply for a pure econ degree is like the only thing saving me right now because it doesn't make me want to kill myself thoroughly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Also,
fun.
don't do what I did. Don't like I picked a subject I like, which is geography, but I got lucky because I got like the data science part of it. Like I got that route. They offered it to me, right? Don't when you pick subjects for uni, think about employability or like how lucrative it is. Because if you just get like a degree that's oversaturated and it's kind of like not high in demand, you probably won't find you'll find a job that's not part of your degree, or you'll get paid like nothing, especially in London.
I think it's important to look at like what like modules or like subjects they teach on the course, and if you're going to be interested in that, and if what skills are those subjects going to teach you, because yeah, like you said, like you still have to consider employability, right? So if for example, my course, it offers subjects from UCL School of Management, which is like very businessy, right? And it's still applicable like very to the real world, like besides, you know, my degree, my specialty, doing like stuff like that, or taking additional subjects like maths is useful probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should you should definitely look at the what you call it, the modules that you're gonna do, like
Yeah.
first, second year especially, because
Mm.
third year most degrees you can choose your modules, but yeah, like they're quite important. But also like I was looking at my modules and the stuff I was gonna do, I'm like, yeah, that sounds alright, and then I come to uni, it's like not what I expected. So I think probably most important thing is like somehow like reach out to people that are doing your course and then ask them about it. Probably that's the most useful thing to do.
Yeah.
Like I think some people do it in LinkedIn. Like I'm not sure how exactly you could go
There's
about
also
it.
student forums like
On
Yeah,
uni websites.
yeah,
just-
probably that, and like maybe
It's
maybe
kind of
like
hard
Go
for
on
us because we're
Reddit.
international.
On Reddit.
No, legit, just go on Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit.
Yeah.
It's very honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
It is.
Yeah, the modules thing is quite important, I think, guys. Like, especially first, second year, you should look at it.
Mm.
Yeah. What about like where you guys live? So you talked about how in the first year you get accommodation and whatnot. But what happens after that? Do you rent out your own place?
No, I live in an apartment. I didn't go to accommodation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know how that works.
So are you renting it out yourself, or did you buy an apartment? How does this work?
I'm renting it.
Okay. And what's it like?
It's cool. Yeah, it's a good apartment. Like it's expensive, but it's a good apartment.
Okay. It's
Like
expensive.
if you don't really care about money when looking for an apartment, just make sure that there's a gym there, because like that's really comfortable.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know, make sure it's in a good location. Like there's
Make sure it's near
everything
a
you
tube
need near
spot.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is true. I feel like location matters a lot. For me, I live in a dorm, so accommodation. But it's close to UCL, so I literally like walk 10 minutes and I'm there, like, you know. But next year I'm gonna probably rent out as well, because they don't provide accommodation for second years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be expensive.
I figured.
Yeah.
So, talking about safety, how safe do you guys generally feel in your area?
London, people say it's a very like, it's not safe because you get like stabbed everywhere.
Yeah,
But
tends to be.
me, I go out at night. I go out during the day. I go
Yeah, we
out
haven't
late
been
at night.
stabbed yet.
I
so.
use public transport at night. Like I haven't been stabbed yet. Also, I haven't been in a situation where my life is at threat. You know.
Okay.
So
Good.
that's me though. But like when it's the more dangerous areas is like probably Greater London, like Croydon.
Yeah, it's
No.
like farther you get from the center, the worse it becomes. And
Yeah.
like excluding the affluent areas. And then, yeah.
As in the
Yeah.
city center, the most like the thing you're supposed to worry about is like pickpockets.
Yeah.
That's the main thing you're supposed to worry about.
Yeah, we have a lot of people who have been pickpocketed, and yeah, that's the main concern. But I feel like for me as a girl, sometimes it's scary, especially late at night. You're probably not gonna walk alone. But other than that, I haven't really been faced with a situation where I was like scared for my life.
It's good.
But there was a girl at SOAS Uni, and she was like murdered, and then her body was dumped into the like. I feel like it's not very PG.
Thames River, no?
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a lot
right.
of people who fell into the Thames River. Like something's going
Oh.
on. It's like
Yeah.
a serial
Is
killer
it the
or
one in
something.
Liverpool? I think
No,
there
no,
was
it's in
also-
London.
it
It's
was in London.
Oh, it's in London.
Yeah, and so that is quite scary. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
I
but then
think
you have to remember it's a big city. Like
the worst situation I've been
Stuff happens. Yeah.
in. The worst situation I've been in is that I was like walking towards our son's house, and like we turned the spot to my friend, and then I just heard like an explosion. I thought it was a gunshot. I turned around, just a bunch of people like launching fireworks at each other. I'm like, oh, you know, standard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy people at night if you take public transport. Like if you take the bus home, if you take a tube home. What do I call them? Like crackheads? No, probably not PG. There's like a lot of like crazy people. Like generally you'll be okay. Just like try to stay away from them. Just like
they're not a threat. They're just
be as
like,
much of a bystander as you can. Just like back off. Doesn't really matter.
Do they act crazy?
Yeah, they just stand there and scream like, and then yeah.
But I mean, that's true for any big city. I feel
Yeah,
like,
I feel like New York's probably worse for that.
Mm.
I feel like it's pretty similar, yeah. But the only advice I'm gonna give is just like don't walk alone and don't like get yourself in danger on purpose. Because I know some people do that. They think, oh,
I'm gonna go to Brixton.
yeah, I'm just gonna go. Nothing's gonna happen. But then you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So what are you guys' plans after uni? So I understand you guys are in your first year, but do you have any plans yet?
I'm gonna leave like somewhere else. I'm gonna do
Another-
my master's somewhere else. I haven't thought
Yeah.
about it, but not London.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another country or another city?
another country probably.
Ooh. Like, what are you thinking? What countries?
I thought Dubai.
Dubai? That sounds good. What about you?
I thought that I'm not gonna do my master's right away just because I think I want to be more specific with what I do on my master's. Like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I want to explore what kind of thing I want to really study at my master's. Probably gonna work, see how it is, because you gotta try yourself in different fields and like really see what's working for you. Because you might think, oh, I'm gonna go into like consulting because it's like, oh, it pays a lot, but then you might hate it because it's such a like
Yeah.
corporate environment. Maybe you're not a corporate person, maybe you are more like hands-on approach with like or alone. You prefer working alone, that kind of stuff. So it depends, but for now, internships, just looking into stuff. Explore.
Brain rot.
Sorry?
Brain rot, internships, networking,
Right, yeah.
spring weeks.
I feel like we get allergic to that like word internships and networking because
Oh,
it's all
yeah.
about that at uni. It's much more than just your studies, like academic aspects. It's a lot of that, like, oh, networking, oh, internships, oh, what are you doing this summer? Oh, have you applied to this and this, project?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of that also as well.
I mean, it pays well though. So
What does?
anything with like internships, IB, consultancy, whatever you want.
It does pay well, yeah, but it's just not for
It's
everybody.
brain rot. Apparently, if people like kill themselves over it. It's crazy.
What, consultancy?
No, like IB.
Oh, IB.
Yeah,
Yeah.
investment banking. Yeah, I mean, it really gets your choices. There's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I feel like it's useful to explore because you never know what kind of like niche thing you might bump into because you think, oh, there's like finance and then there's like law firms. You have this like narrow perspective of what's like a job market like actually, but then you might find like yourself a place in a very like niche stuff, like in a
Yeah.
very niche field.
You three obviously go to very highly ranked universities. And Haileybury is very, how do I phrase this? Parents and teachers are obviously very ambitious in Haileybury and they want their children and their students to go into the highest ranked universities. And people stress about it quite a lot. I mean, fair enough, they're difficult to get into. But how much do you guys think ranking actually matters? Do you think your university's ranking deserves the rank that it has?
No, it's like, especially if you look at like from a bachelor's degree, like if you're going for first, second, third year for like bachelor's, UCL doesn't high rank. It's not high ranking because of that. For its like bachelor's, master's, it's mostly because of its postgraduate research.
PhDs?
That's why it's high ranking. When you actually go to UCL, you're not gonna think, oh yeah, this is like the top 10 university experience. It's just like it's normal. It's all right. It's okay.
Okay.
I feel like it's very like it's a research hub and it's research focused. But then like if you consider quality of education, those researchers are also probably teaching. Like your tutors, they're your like teachers, and still quite useful. But I feel like when you apply to uni, ranking matters. When you get there, it doesn't anymore. Like maybe for like job applications, but not so much.
I see.
How do you feel?
Well, what?
Ranking.
It's great. I don't know. I like my rankings. So.
Also, I remembered, so many unis, when you're looking at their websites, especially British ones, they have this either work placement with like a year in industry or a year in abroad. Have you guys taken any of those options, and what do you think about them?
I haven't, but my friend did. So to do that, I think you need to have a first in your first year, as in you have to get high marks on your exams.
Oh, you need to earn it.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to. Yeah, from what I've heard.
Yeah, there are plenty of people who do like sandwich years. For me, it was not an option because it kind of like with work placement, right? It may be useful, but it ultimately like wastes your time. You can finish your uni in 3 years and then you're just doing, but because sandwich year takes place after first year, it's kind of like, well, why would I want to do that?
So you'd say that work placement isn't recommended?
I mean, for me it wasn't. Maybe for you really want to explore yourself in that like corporate setting or like in the real world.
Because I've heard that since the world is becoming so much more dynamic and globalized, obviously the global arena is much more competitive with its jobs.
And
so I've been told that it's better to choose work placement or a year in industry so that you already have this small advantage over other people.
Definitely.
When getting into it. Do you guys agree with
Definitely.
that?
UK is really competitive with that. They're all crazy on
Some people are going to tell you don't get focus on uni, don't get internships first year, get internships.
Get internships everywhere you can.
Just anything.
I don't know, like depends on what you want to do. Like I didn't apply for any spring weeks because I just
spring weeks are useless.
No, they're quite they're not really that useful. But
what
like,
is that?
In general, like after, like I think, like you should really like set yourself before you go to uni. If you want to do a year abroad or a year in the industry, like it could be really great for your career, but you have to be like really streamlined in what you want to do, and you have to be really decided. You can't really be like lost in your focuses, and then but like. After first year, I think that's when it starts to count like internships and stuff like that, like work experience.
A spring week is basically a week that you spend in a company, like in any firm. If you consider like consultancy, then it could be something like EY, Ernst and Young, and then you go there, you get your kind of experience. You just go there, you socialize with people, networking mainly. You see how it works from the inside, but it's only like for a few days or for a week. So it's not really like immersive and really that useful. But internships in general, like after first year especially, like after like first year, second year, and and so on,
like summer
are
internships.
Useful. You have to do them if you want to like.
If you want to work in industries, like summer internships, for example, they're quite great. But the problem with I think most internships and like spring weeks that the acceptance rates are really really low.
For internships, they are. Depends on the firm.
If it's a big firm, it's very low. I think like if you're considering investment banking, you'll probably look at like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, all of them like 3% acceptance rate.
1.5,
and it's like
3%.
thousands of applicants.
Wow.
You're probably not gonna get it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And they require very specific skills. So I recommend in the beginning of your first year, just take a look at those like applications and like the job requirements or like internship requirements. They might say something like, oh, we require like programming skills or something like that, and just work towards that. Yeah.
That's valuable.
Just look ahead, a little bit, but don't stress too much because it's fine.
I see. What about like things such as culture shock when you guys first came into your uni? How difficult was it on your guys' mental and even physical health to just be adjusted to this new environment, would you say?
Like, as in culture shock? Not really.
Just anything. Culture shock, missing home, missing school. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
you miss home a lot.
Yeah, you'll probably miss home.
Really?
Yeah, like, especially if you're renting an apartment and you live alone, it kind of gets to you at one point, but then you just like I don't know, you just
yeah, first term's gonna be the
you just
worst.
survive.
If,
Yeah.
if you're living alone, especially first term's gonna be you're gonna be like missing home a lot, but then it's gonna get better with time. Like second term like flew by for me like a lot faster than first term.
Okay.
First term was
Yeah,
miserable.
that's true.
Yeah.
I feel like first month for me, I was like, oh, I'm kind of sad, I'm missing family and friends. But then, it gets better because you make your own friends and, you socialize with people a lot more. So it gets easier, definitely.
Yeah.
But the social part, cultural shock, like, because UCL is so diverse and has so many nationalities and, like, people just from different parts of the world, it's much easier to make friends with anybody, like, anybody who's, like, similar to you or completely different,
Yeah.
So that's a good tip. If you want to, I would say, make friends with people who are different than you because, like, that's more interesting.
Yeah.
They have a completely different background and then you learn so many new things,
Yeah, that sounds cool. What advice would you guys give to the current sixth formers?
Don't relax when you're 13. You just
Lock in.
actually lock in.
Yeah, lock in.
Yeah.
Because most of our peers, they probably didn't make their condition right, so they bombed their exams. They didn't do well.
I got lucky.
Listen, just this is a cliche, right? But just grind your exams. Don't go outside. Just lock in because you don't understand, right? You think like, oh, okay, I'm pretty competitive. Doesn't matter if I don't get this one grade. You don't understand the amount of kids in the UK and other countries who are like uber competitive. There's so many like smart kids anywhere. It's like the first thing you really learn is like you're gonna have low key like imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah.
Because like there are so many crazy people at your uni and everywhere, and then you just realize like, oh, they weren't joking about the 10,000 people with all A stars,
Yeah.
There's like it's actually true. So just like if you're not doing like academically great, then like, you're limiting yourself in your options. So just lock in.
That's true. There are so many people who study like 10 hours a day and they're so like smart, so much better than you. You feel like that, you feel like that like imposter syndrome. That's true. I feel like everybody could relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if it's like a whatever high ranked university. Yeah, and there's a lot of people who are smart.
Definitely.
Also, if you're considering 3 or 4 subjects, I'd recommend taking 4. And then if you don't like one or you're struggling, then drop the third one. But don't limit yourself to 3. Just go for 4. And then
I
maybe-
agree there.
Yeah, I agree with that too, because, a lot of people did change their subjects. I personally dropped maths in year 12 because I thought that, I'm going to do it because, everybody needs maths. But then it wasn't really my thing. So, yeah, I would recommend just, like, try out, like, just see if you like it, if you can do it.
Mm-hmm. You guys also did all of you take Russian as A level?
No.
No,
No.
I did, I think.
Ah, so
Like a
would,
select few.
so would you say that Russian A level helped you in any way with your application?
Yeah, I think it did. I feel like it's because I dropped math. I took Russian as a fourth subject. It never hurts your application. It's something that
Yeah.
is easy to do because you're not required, because it's not in the main curriculum. Like, you're not expected to attend all the time, and you can do it in your own time because you're required to like read and watch movies. I'm pretty sure something like that. You can do it in your own time. It never hurts. The exam is not that difficult if you're a Russian speaker from birth, which a lot of people are, and it's a good addition.
Yeah.
It varies from uni to uni because like a lot of people I know that took Russian, like they went like they go to school like UCL or something. They offer to be like excluding Russian, right? But at some of my other friends, right, who went like other unis, their condition wouldn't be in grades, it'll be in UCAS points, right? And the Russian A level obviously counts towards UCAS points. So that like saved a couple of my friends because they had Russian A level.
Wow.
So yeah, because it counts towards your like UCAS
Yep.
points if your uni doesn't exclude it. So it's always good to have more stuff.
I think UCL will probably send out like specific, because when I got my offer, it said it's A in this, A in this, A in that.
Yeah, I think all of our offers were like grade specific and
Yeah,
subject specific.
They
but like
are.
So I think if I did take Russian, they'd say they would
excluding, yeah,
exclude it,
like they wouldn't really care. But like
Okay.
it depends from uni to
Consider
uni. Like some people, some unis are UCAS points. So UCAS points totally counts. It's like great if you're doing UCAS points.
Okay, this is the pre-last question. So, were you guys applying to uni on your own? Like, how much assistance did you get from the school, and how difficult was it?
I applied last in my year group. I was the very last.
Really?
Yes, because I didn't do anything up until the last week, till the deadline.
Don't do that.
Me
Yeah.
and Miss Williams, we sat down. She helped me a lot, and I applied
Wow,
Yeah.
that's inspiring.
Informative, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of assistance from Miss Williams. Shout out to Miss Williams. Because, you just go every second of every day to her for any questions that you might have about your application, like even the smallest ones. Or, what should I put in here? Oh, how should I write it? And she helps you a lot. I feel like school helps a lot with your applications. You don't really need external assistance. Of course, personal statement, you have to write it on your own. But just I would recommend watch YouTube videos, read personal statements from other people, like if you can. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, school's great with support, I think. Like with the personal statement assistance.
No,
filling in
legitimately,
your-
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not being sarcastic.
Yeah,
I'm not-
it
I
sounds
I
sarcastic.
sound a bit sarcastic, but they're actually great. Like Miss Documents, Miss Williams. Like, if they change them, I hope they change them. Like, I hope they don't change them. Sorry, but if they change them, I hope the replacement's like at least worthy, because they were really great for us for our year group.
Yeah.
Mr. Documents, Miss Williams. Yeah, the support in school is quite good. If you want we're supposed to discourage other like sources of support, like Crimson or something. Like, if you need other support, I mean, it doesn't never hurts to have more support. This is what I think.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. I feel like a lot of people do have that. Like, even if they're not like saying that explicitly, they do have external support. But I feel like at school you get enough as well, like from the school side, you get enough support to make your applications as good as possible.
Yeah.
Me
That's
personally,
excellent.
I think all you need is school. Anything external, like you'll see a lot of external places that help you. It's unnecessary. It's very unnecessary. Do it with, you have two like great counselors, do it with them. That's it.
Yeah, you think they're enough?
Yeah.
That's really
definitely.
good. That really reflects the skill.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing though, you have to start early, like with everything, so that when you come to school, because obviously there's a lot of people applying at the same time at school, so there's a lot of pressure on like Miss Williams and Mr. Stockerman's, so you want to get to them before anybody else does. So just write your personal statement early. Even if it's bad, just come up to Miss Williams, get some tips ahead of everybody else, because there's going to be that wave of like everybody's going to need Miss Williams at a certain point.
Oh yeah, the early, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
and,
what I think.
Or do it late, because she frees up late.
Oh yeah, yeah. One or the other, yeah. If you're applying for like Oxbridge, then it's nice because they give you more personalized support. Because you're applying like if you're applying for Oxbridge, you have to like finish your applications by like mid-October. That means they'll focus on you more, so that you get more
That's
personalized
true.
support. But you get less time as a trade-off because you have to apply early.
yeah, yep.
And one last question to just end it on a positive note. What are some things that you are very thankful for Haileybury?
Yeah, the counselors, definitely.
Yeah.
And like Haileybury, like it gives you a lot of opportunities. It's good.
Yeah.
The opportunities, the counselors like awesome. The teachers are also great.
Yeah, I feel like pastoral and like staff support is incredible. You can come up to anybody about your like questions about like uni applications, because ultimately they all applied to uni, they all did the same thing, and you can just consult anybody on that, and get help from any staff member. So that is very good. Yeah.
Yeah, the counselors probably. Yeah. The counselors, teachers, quite everything. I don't have any complaints.
And
So,
like extracurriculars.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like,
Mr. Stockman's was a blessing. Like sometimes, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Especially in some situations, like trying to find like an internship or anything like that. But don't all go looking to Mr. Stockman's for internship, because he can't find like all of you want. Like
He
personally,
found me a good one.
yeah. So like he's really good with those things, right? That's really great. You're not gonna get like that type of support like at other places
Yeah.
unless you're paying like crazy money. So
Yeah, that's true. He's like a bridge for you between you and like, internships and unis and stuff like that. It's very useful. And also like just experiences outside of school and like academic stuff. Like DOV, for example. Like I feel like everybody had a good time at DOV.
we had a good time, yeah. But
We did have a good
we
time
got
on
it.
trips and stuff like that. It's always a good time.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Any last comments to add?
No.
All right. Thank you guys so much for this podcast. This has been very useful. I'm sure people would appreciate it. And
I
until
hope
next
so.
time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.